The ultimate Hitman movie breakdown. Rookie to legend. Picture this. A nervous rookie grips a gun for the first time. His hands shake. His plan falls apart. Someone almost dies, but not the target. Fast forward 10 years. That same man walks into a crowded restaurant, orders coffee, and eliminates his target without anyone noticing. So what changed? Tonight, we're breaking down the evolution of the movie Hitman, from rookie to legend. And by the end, you'll understand why the most dangerous assassins in cinema don't just pull triggers, they follow rules. And the moment they break those rules, they usually die. Stay until the end for a special ranking that includes a set of villains featured for the first time on our channel who represent a different archetype of cinematic hitman. Act 1. The Rookie Hitman. Every legendary assassin starts the same way. Unstable, emotional, dangerous, but not yet skilled. The Rookie Hitman has 3 major problems. Problem number 1. Panic. Early assassins rely on adrenaline instead of discipline. Think about Vincent Vega in Pulp Fiction. Vincent looks cool, but his mistakes pile up. He talks too much, he gets distracted, and eventually, he dies because he leaves a gun unattended. That's a rookie mistake disguised as confidence. Problem number 2. Attachment. Rookies get emotionally involved. A perfect example is Ray in Bruges. After accidentally killing a child, Ray falls apart psychologically. He drinks. He spirals. He wants redemption, which makes him predictable. And predictable assassins rarely survive. Problem number 3. No system. The rookie hitman improvises everything. But professionals know something rookies don't. Killing is logistics, planning, timing, exit strategy. Which brings us to the next stage. But here's the twist. The best hitmen in movie history barely look like killers at all. And the moment they reach this next stage, they become invisible. Act 2. The Professional. The professional hitman operates with one thing rookies don't have: rules. Rules separate amateurs from legends. Let's break down the most famous ones. Rule number 1. No witnesses. One of the coldest professionals in cinema is Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. Chigurh is terrifying because he treats murder like math. Every interaction has a result. Coin flip. Heads you live, tails you die. He doesn't get angry. He doesn't panic. He executes the rule. No loose ends. Rule number 2. No personal life. Look at Leon from Leon the Professional. Leon lives alone. No family, no friends. His entire life revolves around training, routine, discipline. Because personal connections are liabilities. But then something happens. Matilda enters his life. And suddenly the rule is broken, which leads to the most dangerous stage of all. Because when a professional hitman starts caring about someone, he either becomes a legend or a dead man walking. Act 3. The Master Assassin. This is the stage where the hitman stops reacting and starts controlling the entire battlefield. Masters don't just kill targets, they manipulate environments. No one represents this better than John Wick from John Wick. John Wick is feared not because he kills people, but because he understands systems. The criminal underworld, the Continental Hotel, the High Table. He moves through these systems like a chess grandmaster. Even other assassins hesitate when they hear his name. Remember the line, "The man you send to kill the boogeyman." That's not a killer. That's a legend. But Wick isn't the only master. Look at Jules Winnfield. At the beginning of Pulp Fiction, Jules is already operating at peak efficiency. Calm, controlled, philosophical. He understands something rookies don't. Violence is a tool, not a personality. But there's one final stage in the Hitman movie timeline, and ironically, it's where the greatest assassins stop killing entirely. Act 4. The Retired Legend. This is the final evolution. The hitman who wants out. And this might be the most dangerous version of all, because retired assassins have two advantages. They know the system, and the system knows not to provoke them. The ultimate example? Again, John Wick. At the start of John Wick, Wick is retired, peaceful, grieving. But when his dog is killed, the entire criminal underworld panics. Why? Because they know what happens when legends come back. Another great example is Frank Sheeran in The Irishman. Frank isn't flashy. He doesn't perform elaborate assassinations. He just quietly does the job, which is exactly how the most realistic hitmen operate. But here's the most fascinating truth about movie assassins. The greatest hitmen don't actually win. They survive. And sometimes, that's worse.
But the assassins we just talked about aren't the only killers who shaped movie history. Some of the most dangerous hitmen ever written didn't rely on fear. They relied on intelligence, patience, and planning. Number 10. Jason Bourne. From the Bourne identity, Jason Bourne is unique among cinematic assassins because he begins his story without knowing who he is. When Bourne wakes up with amnesia, he slowly discovers something terrifying. He has been trained to kill with near superhuman efficiency. Bourne represents the weaponized assassin, a government experiment turned loose on the world. What makes him so dangerous is his adaptability. He can turn anything into a weapon. Pens, books, towels, household objects. His fighting style is fast, brutal, and improvisational. But what makes Bourne fascinating isn't just his skill, it's his conscience. Unlike many movie assassins, Bourne rejects the role he was trained for. His story is about escaping the system that created him, which is why Bourne represents the assassin trying to reclaim his humanity. Number 9. Arthur Bishop, from The Mechanic. Arthur Bishop represents the perfectionist assassin. In the world of contract killing, a mechanic is someone who makes murders look like accidents. Bishop doesn't just kill targets, he engineers elaborate deaths. For example, a murder might appear to be a drowning, a fall, a mechanical malfunction. Everything is planned down to the smallest detail. Bishop studies routines, environments, and psychology. He might spend days preparing for a kill that takes seconds to execute. His philosophy is simple. A perfect assassination should never look like murder. This methodical style inspired countless later hitman stories. Number 8. The Jackal. From The Day of the Jackal. The Jackal may be the most realistic assassin ever depicted in film. He's hired by political extremists to assassinate Charles de Gaulle. What makes the Jackal so compelling is his patience. Unlike cinematic killers who rush into action, the Jackal spends months preparing. He creates fake identities. He builds a custom rifle. He studies the habits of his target. His greatest weapon is invisibility. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody knows what he looks like. And by the time authorities begin to suspect something, he's already inside the country. The Jackal represents the ultimate strategic assassin. Number 7. Frank Sheeran, from The Irishman. Frank Sheeran represents the most realistic kind of hitman. No theatrics, no dramatic shootouts,
just quiet efficiency. Sheeran works as a mob enforcer who performs hits for powerful crime families. His phrase for killing someone is simple: "I heard you paint houses," which means the blood from the victim will paint the walls. What makes Sheeran disturbing is how ordinary he appears. He doesn't look like a killer. He looks like a truck driver, which is exactly why he's effective. His story also explores something rarely shown in Hitman movies: the long-term psychological cost of killing. By the end of the film, Sheeran is old, alone, and haunted by his past. Number 6. Michael Sullivan, from Road to Perdition. Michael Sullivan is known in the criminal underworld as the Angel of Death. He works as an enforcer for an Irish mob boss during the Great Depression. Sullivan is a fascinating hybrid of family man and professional killer. To his children, he appears to be a quiet, respectable father, but behind the scenes, he carries out brutal executions for the mob. His story becomes tragic when his son accidentally witnesses one of these murders. That moment forces Sullivan to confront the double life he's been living. Suddenly, he isn't just a hitman. He's a father trying to protect his child from the violent world he created. This makes Sullivan one of the most emotionally complex assassins in cinema. Number 5. Vincent. From the film Collateral, Vincent might be one of the most realistic professional hitmen ever put on screen. Unlike flashy assassins, Vincent operates like a corporate consultant of death worldview. Vincent believes the universe is random and meaningless. The assassin who treats murder like logistics and scheduling. Number 4. Leon. From the film Leon the Professional, Leon represents the disciplined craftsman. Everything about his life is built around one goal: perfection. He trains daily. He maintains strict routines. He follows rules that keep him alive. Leon works as a contract killer for a mob fixer who assigns him hits. But unlike many cinematic assassins, Leon doesn't enjoy killing. He sees it as a job. His quiet apartment life reflects his isolation. Milk for breakfast, caring for a single houseplant, training exercises every day. That plant is symbolic. Leon says it's like him. It has no roots, which is why the arrival of Matilda changes everything. For the first time in his life, Leon forms a human connection. And once that happens, his carefully constructed rules begin to collapse. Leon shows one of the most important truths about movie assassins. The moment a killer becomes human again, their survival becomes uncertain. Number 3. Anton Chigurh. From the film No Country for Old Men, Anton Chigurh might be the most terrifying assassin in modern cinema, because he doesn't feel like a criminal. He feels like fate. Chigurh treats killing as a philosophical obligation. He believes the world runs on chance and inevitability. That's why he famously flips a coin when confronting victims. The coin doesn't represent mercy. It represents cosmic randomness. Chigurh isn't deciding whether someone lives or dies. He believes the decision has already been made by fate. What makes him so effective as an assassin? Absolute emotional control. Ruthless consistency. No fear of consequences. He doesn't chase targets with rage. He simply keeps moving forward. In storytelling terms, Chigurh represents the mythic assassin stage. He stops being a person. He becomes a symbol of inescapable violence. Number 2. Jules Winnfield. From the film Pulp Fiction. Jules is one of the most interesting assassins ever written because we actually witness his transformation. At the beginning of the film, Jules is a perfect professional, calm, intimidating, philosophical. His famous Bible monologue before executing victims is both terrifying and theatrical. But something unusual happens during one job. A man fires multiple shots at Jules and his partner Vincent at close range, and somehow, he misses every single one. Jules interprets this as divine intervention. That moment changes everything. For the first time, Jules questions the life he's been living. Instead of becoming more violent, he chooses to walk away. Jules represents a stage we rarely see in Hitman stories, the assassin who escapes the life. And that might make him the rarest kind of killer in cinema. Number 1. John Wick. From the film John Wick. John Wick represents the ultimate evolution of the cinematic hitman. He's not just a killer, he's a legend inside a hidden global assassin network. What separates Wick from other hitmen is his mastery of systems. The criminal underworld in the John Wick universe runs on strict rules. The Continental Hotel Sanctuary, gold coin currency, the high table hierarchy, contracts, and bounties. Wick understands every part of that system, and when his dog is killed by the son of a Russian crime boss, he re-enters the underworld. The reaction from other criminals says everything. When the mob boss Viggo Tarasov learns what happened, he doesn't threaten Wick. He panics. Because Wick isn't just an assassin. He's the man who once killed 3 men in a bar with a pencil. John Wick represents the legend stage of the hitman evolution. The assassin whose reputation alone can shake an entire criminal empire. Or the retired legend who comes back for revenge. Because the truth is, every great hitman story follows the same path. Rookie, professional, master, legend. And if you look closely at your favorite crime movie, you'll probably see every stage hiding inside it. So tell us, which movie hitman do you think is the most dangerous of all time? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to like, subscribe, and be ready to take cover.